Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I need to let you know that I have found the best coffee in Guatemala. I have to tell you a little story before we get started. When I first moved to Guatemala 9 years ago, I heard that Central America had the best coffee in the world. So I was on a hunt to find the best coffee here in Panajachel. So, probably about 4 years into my coffee hunting journey, I finally found a coffee that I thought was pretty darn good. So, I was drinking that for a few years. And then one week I had to house it for some friends. This was about a year ago. I had to house it for some friends of mine. So, for a week. And I remember when I woke up the one morning I was there and I made coffee and I had this coffee, I was like, all my taste buds just woke up and started singing. Angels came down from heaven. And I was like, what the hell is this coffee? Here I thought I had been drinking the best coffee in Pana, and I was wrong. I finally found the best coffee in Pana, and I am honored to be friends with the man who actually produces the best coffee in Pana. And he was gracious enough to let me do a video. I do a lot of blobs like that. A video with him. His name is David Glanville. We are at his roastery. Is that what you call it? Roastery and his house. He does live by the lake, so it can get a little loud. So if you hear dogs or motorcycles, just ignore them. Like that. Like that. Cue the dogs. And I want to hear David's story. So the first thing I want to find out about David is, how the heck did you end up in Guatemala?
Well, I came in 1973 when I was 20, a young hippie hitchhiking and taking buses and trains. And I thought I might try to go further to South America, but I only had $200 left and I didn't think I'd find a job. I got to Salvador and I decided I wouldn't find anywhere I liked as much as anything better or that I liked more than Lake Atitlan. So I came back and then I starting to build a little hotel there. But the Army moved in 1980, and it wasn't really good for tourism. So I was gone for 10 years, and I came back and opened it in 1990, finished working on it. And,
Where did you go for 10 years?
Oregon, California, okay. Both. Okay. Yeah. But it was, it was a drag that it happened, but we just lost some economic opportunity. A lot of people here lost their family members. It was just terrible what the Army did.
So let's step forward ahead a little bit now.
I moved back in 1990.
Here in Santiago.
Santiago. I've been here since then. Yeah.
So when did you come to Pana from Santiago, and let's sort of segue into this, how you started this coffee thing?
Well, I was roasting this same coffee in Santiago with a hand cranked wood fired roaster for years. The priest in San Lucas gave me my first roaster. And it's not like I'm a good Catholic or anything, but we do like to drink a little wine together. And anyway, so when I sold my hotel and restaurant in 2019 and came over here, started building my dream retirement home, Lisa and I, my wife, and we just spent more on it than we thought was possible. So I thought I better have a little bit of income. My mother's 96. She's still alive. If I live to be that long, I'm going to be just broker than hell the last 15 years of my life. So I've got to do something. And I thought about a couple of ideas, and coffee roasting was something I like. And it wasn't a huge investment to get started in it. Yeah.
Okay. So you started your coffee making in Santiago then. So when did you come to Pana, and how did you start it here in Pana?
I came here in 2019. Just last year, I decided I needed to do something because we were just spending money and not taking any in at all, really. I had like an investment that was going down in value. But so anyway, a year ago, I've been doing it since August of 2023.
Okay. And so where do you get? So I want to show you. We're going to turn the camera around here a little bit for 1 second, and you can see there are bags and bags. Those are all coffee beans, am I right? Bags and bags. Oh, pardon me. So where does all this coffee come from?
I'm from a co-op in Santiago, Guatemala. It's certified as organic, and it's small producers. And I've been working with them since I think 1992 or three. I can't remember which. It's always been good coffee.
So they deliver it to you, or you have to go pick it up?
Well, you'll free delivery if I buy 1,000 pounds. Yeah. Otherwise,
Wow.
I got to go get it. But right now, I have extra because it's been predicted there'll be a shortage of coffee this year because Brazil had a worldwide. Brazil had a freeze and cold weather, and Vietnam had a drought and some fires. So those are the first and second biggest producers in the world. So there could be a little shortage, and people were buying here that haven't been here before, Japanese buyers and others. So my supplier told me I should get more in case they run out in November.
So I should stock up on my own personal coffee just in case this happens.
I think I've got money. You're covered by me.
So, somebody taught you. You didn't already know how to do this, so somebody taught you how to do this. When did that happen?
Back in Santiago, I learned how to do it with the wood-fired roaster. But the first time I did it, it was just trial and error. First time I did it, it looked perfect, and I put it on this screen to cool off, but in a pile. And I left and came back in a half hour and had about, well, it was like 20 pounds of coffee, and then I had about 5 pounds of coffee charcoal.
Oh no!
So then I learned you got to move it and cool it. So I asked a few people and learned. And then when I bought this new machine, it took I over roasted one batch the first day, but that was because I was talking to people. And since then, I've not really had too many issues with it. It's pretty easy. You can see it. It's easier to use than the wood fired one because you can watch the beans through a little window there.
Okay. So on any given day, then, how long, like if you were to spend a full day in I was going to say the rotisserie, in the roastery, in the rotisserie, don't do that. If you were to spend a day in the roastery, how many pounds of coffee would you have ready for sale? Like how many bags do you have?
Oh, I haven't. Let me see. Yesterday I did 7 batches. So yesterday I did about 140 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, but you lose 20% in weight when you roast it, at least. So the 140 was really more like 112.
Okay. So tell us now, I want to know what is the secret when you're roasting and grinding and all of that stuff? What is the secret to make a really good pound of coffee?
Get the roaster really hot when you dump it in because you're putting in this case, 25, 26 pounds of coffee, and it brings it down 200 degrees within like 5 minutes. Because it's like putting something, I don't know what, putting a, a big turkey in an oven. It'll drop the temperature. Okay. So it's more so because this is in this roaster and it's turning and the flames on the outside. So it'll drop. So I think doing it at sufficient temperature. Low temperature will dry out the coffee. There's some people that like to roast low temperature, but I don't agree with them.
Okay. So how many days a week do you spend actually here in your roastery?
Oh, it depends, but usually I open the front of it's a store here from 1 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday. Otherwise, people can ring the bell, and I'm usually roasting 1 day a week, about 8 hours. But it just depends. A couple of times people ordered a lot, and I was roasting 2 days. I just go, what the hell happened? How'd I run out of that one already? But that's good news.
Okay, so you're not here 7 days a week sweating your butt off.
Ring the bell though, and I'll come down. It takes me a minute to get here.
Okay.
Or they call me.
Okay. Very cool. So if you are, I think that's all the questions I have. I think you've answered all my questions. If you are in the Panajachel area or you are anywhere from Guatemala and visiting the Panajachel area and you want some of David's coffee, he is, what is this little calle? Is this just a lake lane, isn't it?
It's called, yeah, it's really the end of Calle de los Sopores.
Right. So if you're coming down Calle de los Salpores, I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that, and you hang a left, you will see him. I'll show you. He's open and he's got his little sign out. He's got his little tray of coffee out.
Right in front of the basketball court.
And there's a basketball court, and we're right in front of the lake. So for those people who are here in Pana, they can reach out to you on Facebook or WhatsApp.
Sure, WhatsApp 5726-0481. Let me say that again. 5726-0481.
Okay, I'll drop that number down below. No nasty phone calls or nasty WhatsApp messages to David because he's a nice guy. He just sells coffee. We have to clarify that.
Oh, I sell cornmeal too.
Cornmeal?
Yeah.
What's that about?
I bought this big grinder when I got the coffee roaster, and it's great if you're going to do like 50 pounds of coffee all roasted the same. Otherwise, you have to uh, um you have to set it with 2 set screws, and it's a pain in the neck. So then I bought a new one. It does a pound at a time, and you can just dial in what kind of grind you want. So this one, since I already had it, I started making grits out of white corn, yellow corn like polenta, and then black corn or blue corn. It's a difference in color perception. It's for like pancakes. It's we're famous at my previous restaurant.
Do you sell that too?
Yeah, 10 quetzales a pound, and so
There you go. You can get cornmeal or coffee here. Well, thank you very much, David, for all.
Books too.
Oh, right, we forgot. Let's talk about that. So, David also started getting into writing short stories, and you do readings every now and again.
Two here, yeah. But I wrote one novel. I wrote it a while ago, but then when I was finally not running a hotel, I had time to revise it, and I think I made it better. And it's called Jesus the Bible Thief. It's a satirical romp around Guatemala, and it's about how interrelated corruption and religion are in this country. It's 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 a satire. It's fun to read.
So these books, if anybody wants to buy them, they are paperback books. They would have to come here.
I have them for 100 quetzales.
Okay.
They're probably a little more at the bookstore in town. Okay. Macaco. Yeah.
Okay, that's on Calle Principal.
Yeah, the other book is called Twisted Tales of Tortured Humans, and it's short stories, most comedies. Most of them are satire. There's one tragedy, rather I'd say, than 5 poems.
Lovely. So there you go. So you can get coffee from David, you can get cornmeal from David, and he even writes books. You can get the books here too. So if you're here and you're getting coffee, ask him about his books because David writes books too. So anything else we need to know about?
That's about it. I'm just full of bad advice.
Yeah, clearly. So, and actually, I just wanted to make one little note. So his wife, Lisa, is an art teacher. Does she teach?
She's an artist, and she's taught in San Miguel de Allende. She just began teaching here again a month ago.
Okay, because I went to one of her classes yesterday. So I can't even draw stick men. I have nothing, zero. So I came to one of her classes yesterday. She's lovely. And I had such a good time. So they have art classes in behind here at the Palapa, and they have coffee here in the David's little studio, and books and cornmeal, and they got it all covered here. So thank you very much, David, for a lovely, lovely interview. If you're here,
the equipment?
I'm gonna take a little video of the equipment. So don't forget, if you are in the Pana area, I am going to drop David's number down below. Don't get any crazy ideas, but he did offer it. And we're going to take a little video of all the little stuff we have. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And you can also click that notification bell, and I will let you know when when you click the notification bell, you will be alerted when I upload my next Guatemala life video. That's all we got for now. We're going to take a little tour of David's studio. Let's go.